Greetings humans and other creatures of the earth. This is Copycat, a level I finished recently that got legendary rated in Geometry Dash. But there's a problem. The intro is straight up ripped from the hit level Skeletal Shenanigans. No, wait. Before you start flaming me for plagiarism, I must defend myself by saying copying other levels was the entire point of this project. This is the Audio-Visual Sampling Creator Contest, where competitors are allowed to use assets by whitelisted creators to build their levels. Creators can ask to be whitelisted if they want people to use their assets in their entries. After placing around 15th in the last contest Audiovisual hosted, I was determined to participate in this new event and hopefully redeem myself. Especially if I was allowed to steal assets, with it being such an interesting and unique theme and all. I even had a song planned for the occasion, Sleepless by Timonite Chime and Pixel Terror. To be honest, I had been eyeing this song for a while now, waiting for an excuse to make a level out of it, so I already had a few ideas I could draw from. I knew the level would be tech themed, which would go well with the song's glitchy and mechanical soundscapes. However, I also wanted to move away from my usual art-focused style for this one, incorporating elements from design and effect levels. But this decision came with its own drawbacks. I quickly realized that it's hard to find recognizable samples from the realm of design and effect styled levels. In my opinion, it made more sense to primarily sample art levels. But I eventually found a solution to this dilemma, which was to incorporate the art-focused samples into the theme of the level itself: copying. The idea of copying appears time and time again throughout the level, in many different ways. First off, we have the concept of repeating or copying gameplay. For example, this sequence of spider orbs is recurrent throughout the section, and later you have to copy the movements of whatever game mode appears on the screen to pass the next part. The gameplay in this UFO is also very copy-pasted, and in the end you have to copy, the indicators. Okay, this one's a bit far-fetched, but you get the idea. Next we have the decoration. A lot of assets in this level are copied, from the blatantly obvious Skeletal Shenanigans intro to the more subtle buildings from Metropolis by Destasy. One of my favorite samples has got to be this firefly from Radiant Glen by Knot, which I stuck a cat's face on to make it fit the theme. Honestly, I only chose it because I thought the synthesizer that it synced to sounded similar to the one in Sleepless. I also like this J, which is literally just Judd's logo with the legs cut off. It's quite unoptimized, but it was definitely worth it. There's also the idea of the coin route, which is also themed around the copying. I won't spoil too much, but the fact that this C symbol appears means that there is a hidden original level if you click on this tab. And finally, we have the actual theme of the level itself. Basically, you play as a computer virus trying to infiltrate some generative AI servers and take them down. Your adversary in question is an AI entity called CatGMD, basically like ChatGPT but like for Geometry Dash. In the level you'll find these generated assets scattered around, which are actually just samples. You'll also see this disintegrating effect on a lot of them to symbolize how they are being produced by the software. And this is where the idea of copying comes in. The kick is that CatGMD is trained on data from user-created levels, and creators wouldn't be able to opt out. Now, I understand that the ethics of AI copyright infringement is quite a sensitive topic for a level in a $2 Square game. With that in mind, I'd say that the level is centered more around the power of artificial intelligence, rather than its ethicality. Because I think we can all agree that in real life these systems are extremely powerful, and have so many more capabilities beyond generating sloppy Ghibli-style images. The level's visuals help create this feeling of power. Complex data banks and neural networks, giant lasers and machinery, etc. etc. It's obvious that you are the mouse, and it is the cat. Oh, that reminds me, there is actually a reason why I had the face of this giant AI system be a cute anime cat girl. You see, I find it interesting how the overwhelming power of these AI models is often hidden behind the cute designs and smooth interfaces. Funnily enough, I ideated Copycat long before Grok 4 was released, but it ends up proving my point perfectly, and CatGMD mimics that idea. Also, it fits with the level name. Now a few words about the creating process. The first part is fairly simple. I made my own block designs and added on some assets from CityFade and Abducted. In the background we have the number sequence from XNOR by 7ac and this license agreement which in no way resembles SoundCloud's AI policy. Also these ice spikes from Glacier 15. I'm especially proud of these pulses which are slightly enhanced with the Edit Colors shader. This next part uses this tunneling effect which I made by looping scale triggers to the beat of the song. There are also block designs taken from various levels and art styles. The system then does a security scan and detects you as malicious software, which it then attempts to eliminate. Oh yeah, we need to talk about this transition. After the player goes off screen, I use a teleport trigger to place you back at the center of the scene. This absolutely ruined the sync in the editor, so I had to use some dirty tricks to fix it. There was probably an easier way to do it, but if it works, I guess. The next part shifts up the intensity drastically, and all the colors change to red. I added impact frames and paint shaders for more energy. You might also have noticed the eye from iSpy and the UI design from the incinerator. This bit right here is probably my favorite gameplay gimmick I've made. The way it shows you the path and then the gameplay comes back with full force. There are 3 possible variations of this part, so you have to pay attention every time. Fun fact, if I had never thought of the whole cat idea, the level would have been called Watch and Learn. Not only does it go well with the whole AI theme, it's also exactly what you have to do in this part. It fits the song perfectly too. I think this is the best idea for song representation I've ever had. Next up is this section, where every bar of the song switches up with a style. This was meant to imitate how AI struggles with consistency in moving objects. At first, the design follows a clear pattern with a screen in the middle, but it quickly devolves into the uncanny. By the way, each section uses samples from a different creator, usually 3 different levels each. Finally, we come to the duel and boss fights part. You might see samples from Metropolis by Destasy, or Virtualization by Splinter25. I tried to make the gameplay be as readable as possible, despite having all these sudden pauses and effects. And that's the end of the level. I wouldn't call it my best work, and it's not the most effort I've put into the project either, but it's a decent level. I did focus on the gameplay a lot in this one. Hopefully it ends up being easy demon, otherwise I might have to nerf it so that it doesn't get outright disqualified from the contest. Oh yeah, about the contest, I honestly don't know how high I'll place. I recently won another contest of moderate size, so I doubt the judges will be on my side. But even if I don't place very well, I'm glad to have had the opportunity of participating in such a unique contest. I've got a big project planned for the future, potentially even a building series, so subscribe if you want to see early previews and stuff. Till next time.